The halving, yo, check it out. Before I get into that, wrong too. I got ahead of myself right there. There is a halving coming up, which doesn't, which I mean, it gets talked about enough, but it should get talked about more, in my opinion. So check it out. Right now, our emissions are 450 billion cubic per week, minus the 10% to the Q earn and 8% to the CCF. So give or take, you can do that math yourself. And it's going to drop to 225 billion. So Cubic does have a halving similar to Bitcoin, right? And every halving that goes down with Bitcoin, I can show you better than I can tell you. Interesting things happen, but get this. I was doing a little bit of compare and contrast, and we might be close to a little movie move. All right, and here's why. Here's why. I'm not saying Bitcoin's chart is Cubic's chart, but just bear with me. So the first Bitcoin halving didn't do shit, right? Didn't do nothing. Second Bitcoin halving still didn't do nothing until like a year later. Uh, no, like 2 years later, something happened. Came back down again. Another halving happened, and then maybe another year passed until something happened. So right now we're on our second halving. So we're still in the super youthful phase. There's still gonna be a pretty fat amount of cubic emitted, but there's something special about our chain, which I'll talk about later, which will bring us full circle back to the smart contract talk. So right now our emissions are still pretty high, but going to 225 billion is pretty significant. Let me show you why. It's because of the burn rate and how we pull off our IPOs on the chain. So check it out. Each smart contract that gets loaded up onto the chain burns a vast amount of cubic through its Dutch auction style IPO. So check it out. For instance, this is just for instance. This isn't the most expensive IPO that went down either. Check it out. This is why I'm so bullish on Cubic. No matter what the emissions, even if it stayed the same, look how much cubic they burn every time a valuable smart contract that gets put onto the network. So check out QBridge, which is the Ethereum bridge that was deployed on the Cubic. So 92 bidders participated. The final share price was 810 million cubic. There are 676 shares per IPO, right? And each share gives dividends. So this burned 547 billion cubic just for that one smart contract. Just for that one smart contract. More than half a billion. Oh no, more than half a trillion, excuse me. More than half a trillion cubic. That's more than double emissions after the halving. You see what I'm getting at? Do you see what I'm getting at? And the more developers that come to Cubic, which they are, the more smart contracts get deployed, the more burns happen. Cubic will become deflationary faster than you realize, and there will be a true supply shock. And that's when these passive income plays like Qmine, right? Smart contracts like Q earn will start to really yield some gains, man. Smart contracts like Match Lords, Wolfpack tokens, things that will bring real users. Good God Almighty. Ooh, good. Hey, you heard it. You're hearing it here first. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, I can't scream it. I could just tell you what it is. It is what it is, doggy. Hold on, let me share this. I'm not sure if you guys were seeing that, but yeah. Actually, no. This tab is even better. 547. Let me zoom in right here. 40. Ooh. 547 billion burned. Almost a 0.5% of the current supply. Ooh wee. Yep. So that's that. And there's a Solana bridge coming. All right, get this. This was just for the Ethereum bridge. How much do you think the Solana bridge smart contract is gonna go for? Hmm. More or less? I would think more, but who knows? Depending on market sentiment. But I would think more because there's a lot. I don't know. I don't know. The way AI stuff is going, the way agentic things are going, I don't think agents are gonna be on Ethereum. If not Qubic, they're gonna be on Solana or something like that. Or something like that. Or Ton or Sui or some BS. If they're not on Qubic, I don't know where they're gonna be. Oh, so check this out. I saw something interesting. I read that so first let me go to this tab. Sorry if I seem like I'm all over the place, but I swear I'm gonna weave it all into a nice little bow. So I read that there's usually a price run up for Bitcoin like 12 months up until the halving, but I don't think that happened this time around. See, when was the last halving? Uh, 4/20/2024. Well, yeah, I guess there was a run up, but then there was a run down. Like it took a nasty dip. Right, that's a pretty crazy dip right here. See how long is it? A few months. So anyway, let me go back over here. So the last year, Bitcoin's been going down because I was looking at the cubic chart, and we're about to have our second halving, which would bring us kind of like just for. I'm not saying we're gonna copy Bitcoin. Bring us right here on this chart for our second halving. So I'm not sure what caused this right here, April 2000. Huh. Let me see something real quick. Oh, it was the regulatory crackdowns. Okay. Yeah, so that's interesting. All I know is Cubic is gonna. It has like its own. It's not gonna. It's Bitcoin is a nice little template to watch, but I feel like Cubic is gonna have its own little weird, like lifeline. I don't know if that makes sense. Keep in mind the chart on Cubic on CoinMarketCap isn't accurate. We were much lower at the start. I think it had like 8 zeros. If you go to Safe Trade, that has a more accurate chart. Hmm. So we'll see what happens with this halving. I think it'll cause a little bit of a supply crunch. I think the market sentiment has to catch up with what Cubic is actually doing. What up, Golden Lion? It's good to see you too. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in. I thought I'd go live for a quickie before I hit up work. Hold on, let me make sure I looked at my schedule the right way. Make sure I start at 10 and not 9. If I start at 9, you're gonna see me end the live stream and jump out the window. Not in that order. Okay, I start at 10. All right, I'm good. Today I got time. Yeah, what do you think, Golden Lioness? Let's get speculative up in here. We're down 80% on the year, or all time. Well, not all time, but let's see. What about the year? 80% on the year. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Bitcoin is down almost 50% on the year. This is the time to, if you believe in Qubic, this is the time to DCA. I just bought a few bucks yesterday. I think I'm gonna buy a few more bucks today. I feel like a run is imminent, and the halving is like right on around the corner. The set on the 17th, I believe. Do, 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 do. And like I said, dude, check this out, man. The Q, if you just do the Q bridge smart contract alone, burned more than double what the emissions is gonna be after the halving. Over a half a trillion. And there's no limit to the smart contracts you can deploy on the network. It's like, because think of it, Ethereum has thousands of smart contracts deployed, thousands upon thousands. Qubic has like a dozen. You guys understand how the supply doesn't matter? Oh, it's all about what the value the smart contracts are going to bring. The supply doesn't matter. So how are we getting our Qubic today? Are you guys using Safe Trade? Because I am. Because Alchemy Pay only works in about 19 states, and California is not one of them. If you missed my little Qubic hack on yesterday's live stream, make sure you check it out. Links in the description. I think I'll clip that out